From the two IRS whistleblowers on Capitol Hill this week, let's talk to Republican Congressman from New York and member of the House Oversight Committee, Nick Langworthy. Congressman, thanks for taking time. You heard Lucas's great reporting there. Let's pick up right where he left off, and that is, what do you're on the Oversight Committee, and other Republicans want to hear from the man overseeing the investigation into Hunter Biden, David Weiss? Do you have a commitment he will come to Capitol Hill, and what do you need to hear from him?
Well, we need to hear from him, and we need to hear from him very soon. And we're going, unfortunately, on recess. Congress, leaves town for the month of August. But we absolutely need to have him in before the Oversight Committee at the soonest possible date, no matter what it takes. Because what we heard from these whistleblowers this week was that they were stonewalled in doing their job. These are very credible witnesses. And what I pointed out in my testimony when I had my opportunity to question these witnesses is that not one single Democrat that went and threw darts at them during this whole, hearing, which lasted many hours, none of them attacked the substance and the credibility of what they had to say. No one is defending Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, or anyone in the Biden crime ring.
That's a great point, Congressman. Actually, let me hold you right there for a second, because I want you to hear, or our viewers to hear from Ziegler to that exact point. Listen here.
I think it's my duty, my sworn duty as a federal law enforcement officer, that I come forward and I tell the truth. I come forward, I've presented evidence, there's a process that we're given in becoming a whistleblower. I think that's the most important thing. And look at everything we've presented to Congress, to the House Ways and Means Committee, none of it's been refuted.
To your point, none of it's been refuted. What does that tell you?
Not one word. All you heard out of Democrats during the entire hearing was Trump or some sort of allegation about somebody else that wasn't even in the room. And that's what's so ridiculous here, because these are cold, hard facts. The sweetheart plea deal that was put in front of Hunter Biden wouldn't be available to anybody else in America. And what we have here on full display is the two-tiered system of justice that really there's a set of laws and a set of penalties for people named Biden or perhaps Clinton. And then there's the policies for everybody else. And the American people are starting to wake up to this. They're seeing it firsthand that someone is getting away with a very serious set of crimes. The facts that we have put forward in 5 short months at the House Oversight Committee have really woken many people up to what's going on here with this Biden crime network. I mean, how many times do we have to point out millions of dollars in payments that are going forward to a series of family members that have no expertise, that have no proven abilities to get paid? Big corporations don't do this if everything's on the up and up. This is influence peddling at its very finest. And it's been, now we have put this on display for the American people.
Well, and to your point, the American people are looking at what is undeniable preferential treatment for the president's son. But is it your sense that Hunter Biden, to this day and going forward into your continued investigation on the part of House Republicans, that Hunter Biden is still receiving preferential treatment?
If this plea deal goes forward and there's no additional prosecution, absolutely, there is crystal clear preferential treatment. I mean, these pedestrian charges that he's pleading to, I mean, one, there was no speculation or no publicly available documents on the fact that he was being charged, that it was nearing the point of plea. I mean, meanwhile, we see another charge sprout up around, former President Trump on almost a daily basis. This is something that would not happen. We've had famous people in this country, musicians that have had gun charges, that they were not allowed to have these sort of sweetheart plea deals put in front of them. This is absolutely putting on display the fact that the Justice Department is completely in the tank for the Bidens. You heard it out of the whistleblowers just a few short days ago during their testimony. They weren't offered to see that Form 1023, which would have helped them corroborate some of their investigations and put context to facts that they were investigating. I mean, I've looked through these suspicious activities reports from the banks. I mean, there's damning evidence there. And the Biden family is almost 100% there. And every time they got close to the big guy, the DOJ stepped in and said, cool it off.
There is quite a lot when you start to dig into these SARS, as you mentioned, the suspicious activity reports. I want to get your take, though. I want you to weigh in because your colleague, Marjorie Taylor Greene, at one point talking about a specific SAR, held up an image of course, the naked pictures of Hunter Biden in alleged sex acts with a prostitute, talking about whether or not he was guilty of a crime of cross-state prostitution. But I want to get your reaction. Was that appropriate to show something so graphic?
I mean, certainly, Marjorie has her 5 minutes to make her point, as members of this committee do. She was trying to draw attention to the Mann Act, another federal violation that clearly was done by Hunter Biden, which is transporting prostitutes across state lines for the purpose of sex work. That is something that brought down Elliot Spitzer, if you remember correctly. Marjorie obviously, has a very colorful style and used that opportunity to draw attention to that in a very provocative way. I'm not sure I would have done that myself, but that was her prerogative as a member of the committee to do that.
I think provocative is perhaps the correct adjective to use there. Congressman Nick Langworthy, thank you very much for your time today. Have a great weekend, sir.
Thank you.